We're back with you another. Welcome back, guys. This is Damien. We're back with you another episode of The Outer Worlds Part 2 or Episode 2. Now, discretion is advised. This game contains violence, blood, gore, bad language, maybe nudity, and other of the above. If you're 18 and older, you can watch this. If you're 18 and under, please, I advise you to go to another YouTube channel or another video. This is your final warning. Okay, let's begin. Ah, shit. I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to remember how to put the wheel back up there. No, that's block. Hit. Okay. Crap, I can't remember how to put the wheel up there. So most of their stuff that I compete with, what I get. This is like a faucet or something. Shit's over here. Hold on, is there a map I can do? I'm going the right way. I'm going the right way, okay. Usually on some other games you can pick anything. It could be either edible or you can sell it.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's Marauder territory, friend. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. And being vigilant. Don't want to get blindsided by some corpse-chewing marauder come stalking out the shadows. Oh, worse. Unemployed cannibals. You
No.
ever seen a marauder hold down a job? Or put a stake into society? Well, if you're gonna go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. She pays for marauders by the finger.
Oh crap.
I am employed by the Retirement Department of Spacer's Choice. That's fancy talk for working in the cemetery.
So he's a
Name's Silas.
Undertaker.
Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Okay, who do I have to talk to? A generator. I'm looking to make a little money. This place looks like it's falling to pieces. Janitor humor. Fancy title. You're a gravedigger.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company.
What the hell?
Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Okay, you want to collect the money, paying for their own graves, get these fees yourself. Let me ask you something else. I'm sure you'll figure out something excuse. I want to know why they're paying for their own graves.
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know? 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Why is he a special case?
Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah?
Okay, what else do I want to ask before? I want to ask him this question.
Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Couldn't tell you. No, I mean, I'm contractually prohibited from saying anything that might reflect poorly on Spacer's choice. Ah, avoid it. Shouldn't have said that either. Look, forget I said anything. You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
Okay. Find these people, collect their money, and then I'm back at it to see if I can get more questions. I think that's going to be a side mission. My main mission is to find a reactor for my ship. Okay. Is there a shop where I can sell some of the stuff that I do? Yeah, back that way, but okay, let me go in here. Bugs. Okay. Routes. Exit. This 10 is weird.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do
She
apologize.
did, dumbass.
I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker?
Let's skip the small talk. I got a ship and need a channel regulator. I think you may have the wrong idea about me.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. Oh yeah.
Frying myself.
Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Wait, what?
I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Why'd you make them leave? Okay, it says, tell me what to do, why. If you want me to solve your disaster problem, I can change. I charge by the head. No, I'll just ask why.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you
Sure.
setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Yeah, you piece of shit. I just want to kill you right here, right now. I wonder if that will solve anything. But then, again, I'll get shot. Let's go.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
We are out of his office, so what's the problem now?
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Seriously,
Hey,
this
mister,
whole...
can we talk? Sorry.
Finally! God
Can we
dang
talk?
it.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters. On account of it's his job and what all, but... that's not the only side of the tale.
Okay, it's about the desserts. What's the other side of it? Figures right exactly to strike me as the most honest soul. What is said seems pretty straightforward to me. If I wanted to deal with a nuisance, I would have heavily armed and moved. Let's move. Let me see.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just... he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
I can't blame anybody for wanting to leave this town. Got issues. How well do you know the deserters? You work with them? You were friends with them, or what? Did you know the... That's it. I'm sure the deserters are very fine people, so what?
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but... Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all.
Dang, this girl's so negative about herself, man.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Okay, let's go see this dude then. I wish there was a quicker way to pull up the map. Be easier. Okay, let's go.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
Wait. If she's in my party, can I equip her with some stuff? I wonder. Character, no, no, journal. Damn it. Okay, what's... Is there something behind here? Wait. Ooh, take. Yoink. Sounds like something's in here. Or it's outside. Let me see what's outside. Okay, now where is this guy? Wait, did I go the wrong way or what the hell? Let me go back inside. It's not the best choice. It's spacer choice. So if I was in deep space for 70 years, so how many people were on that ship next to us then? Okay, I'm back in here, so there's gotta be...
I've always felt weird in here. It's too
Is this him? This...
clean.
Ah, it is him. Okay, let's see what this fucker has to say.
And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Quickest way out of town would be nice, but... Okay... Okay, let's go with the
What?
first choice.
I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
No, call the power.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
I need his
Assuming
advice,
your
what I'm
goal
gonna
is
do.
to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
That's what he said too, but... I wonder if that's even possible.
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Why is
One
that?
of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never. I mean, I just want to... Look, I have a very simple goal here. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Or at a bar, probably. But let's go anyway. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here before I leave. Okay, how much is this hammer? Oh, fuck, it's 120. That ain't... Oh, damn. Okay. It's gonna go outside. The cycle of their life. Eggs, babies, child, adult. I wonder who came up with this, actually. Okay, how far is it? It's on the other side of the gate. Really? Let me cut through here. I really don't want to go all the way around. If there was a way to overthrow this person, I will actually suggest it so they can actually get somebody else into that chair. But if anything goes awry, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't want to kill anybody, but if it comes down to it, I might have to.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna...
I heard something outside the walls today.
The Thrasher Bros. Of the Hammersmith Thunder. First back, second back. Cameron Fraser. Hammersmith invites you to come to see the greatest tossball back of all time. I wish I had a horse or something. That would be actually doable.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit?
Not today. Just helping this fella. I used to skip rocks in the river till Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming. I bet she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks her own self.
Yeah. Use my shotgun. Well, I get the feeling there's gonna be people here. I do not want to. Okay, that's how you do it. I was wondering. Yes, finally. I want to like actually tap it.
Might be for me.
Dang, you know what? I wish I had throwables. That would actually be really good right about now. If I could take this guy out with...
Here we go. Nice save. I'm not getting through. Take cover.
Ah, damn it. Thought this was a shotgun, but it's a rifle. What the hell, man? Oh, no. Son of a... This is gonna be one of those type of things where you have to save constantly. Oh my god, no. I think I should have took the guy out with the gun first, then the other guy. Man, I need an ability where I can... Yes, okay, let me see.
For me.
Yeah, don't say anything, okay? Okay, since that one has a gun, I'll kill him first, then the other guy.
I'm ready for this. Can't get past that armor. Nice one. Can't get past that armor. We made it.
Give me your stuff, man. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Yes, finally something actually good. They killed this guy. I should just exploded them. What the hell? Oh well. Take that and sell it. Okay, let me see if I can get... Oh, wrong button. Wrong button again, what the hell? Okay, that's what I was looking for, okay. Take this out. Yes. Take this out. See, and... I'll give her this. Wait, what is this? Why is the arm glowing? Oh. Okay. I'll come back and see if I can loot anything in here, but I have to get to this objective first. The sword's on. If I can get that, I will keep the sword whenever I want to. Oh great, that son of a bitch too.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
What's your problem?
Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some might camp wandering out for another.
Yes, you run a tight ship. I've been wondering out of your cam. I'm looking for us. I need some answers.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
I want your hat, though. No.
You don't know what enough with the questions means? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Appreciate it. Honest.
I want that first one so bad, but then I didn't want to be like an a-hole about it. I'll talk to her later.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
No.
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
You're living off power that belongs to town. Come back to the Connery. That's about it. Something about coming back to town or losing power. I wasn't really listening.
Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip him out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
I need more questions to be answered.
That miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. I trust you will listen
Aw,
to
damn
your
it.
conscience.
I meant the second one, not the first one. God damn it. If I can go back, I would. Let me see if I can. Was there a save point anywhere? Let me see if I can redo this talk. It'll take a while, but I need to redo to see what's gonna happen. Ah, damn it. No, I can't do it. Oh well. So this is a little town. I'm gonna have to think about it, but first, I'm gonna end the video here. If you like this video, comment down below. Click that like button, click the subscribe button. I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Stay tuned to more videos to come. As always, guys, it's Damien, the only one signing off. Hope you have a nice day.